what happens is you go through trying to solve a problem and you identify another one, right? But before you spider web off on that one, right? Okay, because once you get fully staffed and get that ready, the process it should already be in place. Does that make sense? Like we already should have this
Yep.
rolling. Like I should already have a streak going of every single day meeting with the people that I need to, right, to make sure that this stuff is rolling. So if that's Ken and Kim, who was it? Megan, sorry.
Yeah. Ken for detail, Kim for service.
Okay, and then Megan
And then yeah, Megan just helps me out just in
to move cars.
yeah, anything, yeah. And and then the other and then I do phones with all the sales managers, and what I have been doing is like setting them up in the mornings, like, okay, I need these cars tagged, these lot, your lot moved like this, and like for consign and sell, because they're an hour away, I make them take a video of the lot for me. Like, take a video of the lot. Okay, let's quickly talk it through and figure out, what we're gonna sell, stuff like that. So I guess,
So
yeah,
they're
there's a
they're
couple people.
there you're dead on, right? So then
Yeah,
you're setting up those accountability, processes, right, to keep this thing going. So then what's the biggest thing is the streak, right? Every single day, keeping it consistent. So you just create that streak where you're going, I got it today, I got it tomorrow, I got the third day. And if you miss, then of course, what does it do? It starts over again. And
right.
we're just playing with human nature. That's all we're doing is we're trying to enact our human nature to do things anyway and keep them intertwined. Tony Dungee, when he was the coach of the Colts, like he's famous coach, like an amazing coach, and then like his personality is very calm, relaxed. He doesn't. You're like, how in the world is that even possible, right? Well, he didn't try to change human nature. Okay, it's hilarious because he talks about the NFL and he talks about guys smoking. And in my mind, I'm like, what? Guys smoked in the NFL, right? You can't even fathom that. But he'd been in the NFL since like the 60s and shit. So he's been around for a long time. But they'd literally use something like that and say, okay, human nature, they're automatically going to go smoke. Instead of us telling them, hey, don't smoke, what we did was we said, before you smoke, you had to do X, right? So, like, literally, you built in accountability with their already natural things that they were going to do. We didn't ask them not to do something, right? I don't care. Like, before you get to eat breakfast, okay? Do you like breakfast? Is breakfast a must every day? I know some people are. Me, I'm a wrestler, and so I don't get hungry till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That was just built into me since a
Yeah,
little kid, right? So I have that sickness.
yeah,
But if you get to that, like somebody who has to eat breakfast every day, right? What is that? That's natural. Before you get to eat breakfast, you have to do X, X, X. Do you see what happens? You
right,
just use human nature to drive, the accountability to accomplish the goal. It's a gorgeous thing, right? But what we have to do literally is go, okay, I understand. Like I'm trying to drive, the results, okay? Text groups, right? Like having a group where you have to call out, like even social media when you're doing the 75 hard, knowing that, hey, every day I have to call that out. There was accountability, right? They do a really good job creating that. So that's what we're trying to do. What's the natural things that are already happening to go, okay, I need to make sure this happens, right? Every day before I open the door to my office, I have had to already had a talk with, you know, X, right? Well, I'm going to open the door to my office every day. I just know I'll literally be walking to and go, oh shit. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it was a natural
right,
thing that was going to happen anyway. It fires off the trigger that's, holds me accountable and I get the thing I have to get done. It's
right.
crazy to think, guys, but all this little things that just ends up that giant checklist, it just ends up keeping you focused there all day, every day. And there's nothing on that checklist that doesn't make you more successful. So basically, what we're saying is all day, every day, you're just being successful.
Right.
Does that make sense? I talked to a guy who owns, was working with him. He owns a bunch of RV stores. Now he himself is like retired. He's just the investor, and he built. Remember Amway?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so he was like one of the originators, like just built this massive like downfall and millions of down followers on Amway, right? And I mean, like the dream, like all the salespeople in the world wanted this direct marketing thing where you kind of go up and there's just this insane funnel and you just collect cash, right? Well,
Yeah, yeah.
and he was really kind. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, perfect time, right place, everything just fell in line. There's no way you could do that today." Blah blah blah. And he gets done.